bad for business. But if we made it past those two in a row without having to drink whiskey, I think we're okay. For our health, let's hope. I saw like the little bit of like the trailer that played while I was clicking on download. That fish game just looks like Echo the Dolphin, and I hate Echo the Dolphin. I do not care for Echo the Dolphin. I don't want to play an Echo the Dolphin alike. Voidsayer, not Slayer. Sayer. It's much worse. So gnomes might be. Typically, I cheat for the last slice of the wheel. I want to end with something I want to see. And we might end with gnomes, because gnomes is actually a holdover from the last demo wheel. We never landed on it. But it looks like something I wanted to try last time, and it still looks like something I want to try this time. Plus, it's huge! Look at the size of it! Gnomes! Voidsayer. That said, like, obviously the demo event's still going on tomorrow, so we'll probably spin more horrible garbage wheels tomorrow. NextFest is always like almost a week-long, like, let's just suffer together event. And then we're good for a while. It really, really, sates the dark urge inside all of us to watch a wheel spin and have bad things happen from that spin. Have fun eating food, but what kind of food? Is it, are you gonna eat bird? You're eating bird, right? What kind of bird are you eating? I gotta know what kind of bird you're eating over there. Is it a good bird? Alright, alright. The artwork is interesting on the title page here. What kind of boyd you eating? This game is called Voidsayer. Oh, quick, lower the volume. Welcome to Voidsayer. This grim world, full of trials and ruthless enemies, will test your resilience. Failures are inevitable, but each of them is a step towards victory. Show patience and... You didn't show me patience, you just were like, oh, okay, he's done. This is an early demo version, created to showcase the core concept and ideas. Many aspects are still in development. The balance is imperfect. Some assets are placeholders. Temporary solutions are being used, and some texts might feel awkward due to quick translations. Translations? I was about to say the same thing. If you enjoy the concept, add the game to your wish list. One. Ba-bum. New game.
We did not heed the prophets who conveyed the omens from above. We did not notice the portentous signs around us. And we were unprepared when the calamity struck.
Bonus points for actually having voice acting. That's the Diablo font we have at home. Legally distinct Diablo font. Commander Riker? This man's gonna fuck everything. Even though he looks like Abraham Lincoln, he has the soul of Riker. So another recruit. Here it is. The harsh reality of wartime. I just want to go to the pleasure planet. I can make do with the slop they now call food, and even with a life confined within walls, like a rat in a cage. But I'll never accept that now any lowlife is fit to become a recruit. The Pamphlet of Niceties, Chapter Sunshine, verse Fluffy Puffy. I want to read Fluffy Puffy verse. No choice. Every new sunrise costs many lives. You've been honored with the task of taking the place of the fallen, stepping beyond the walls, and fighting for humanity's future. I'll give you the standard briefing, whether you listen or not. That's up to you. But without this knowledge, you won't last long. Your generation has never left the sheltered walls since birth. Weak! You goddamn millennials and your cell phones. But I'm sure you've heard many stories about the outside world. Well, none of them can convey even a fraction of its horrors. Beyond the walls lies the domain of the abyss, teeming with its repulsive spawn. Entities. That's what our ancestors called them. Yeah, I don't know why it's keeping track of how long I'm reading your introduction, but also 11 minutes? There is no earthly way. No earthly way we've been in this one for 10 minutes. Where's Steam? Yeah, we've been in here for like 3 minutes. I'm telling you this so you can learn your first and most important lesson. The role of a soldier is not to engage directly, but to kind of reach around, tickle the butthole a little bit, really play with your opponents. And also, to lead your squad into... to lead your own squad of entities. Is this a Pokemon game? This is what you'll be trained to do. I was making butthole jokes, but like I think this is a Pokemon. That's the time of in-game day, isn't it? Might be. It's moving in like real-time seconds, which is just strange. You would think it wouldn't be moving during dialogue like this, but who knows? We'll have to see what the game's like. Let's decide your first ward. Surely something's left in storage to choose from. Oh my god. Oh my, it's Pokemon. This is Lovecraftian Pokemon. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready! So this is this is Lovecraftian Pokemon. Ancient. Choose Cthulhumon. Cthulhu, I choose you. Everyone wants Cthulhu / water. I'm not gonna argue. Sounds like the perfect game for Chris. Does it? I'm like the most casual Pokemon fan in the world. Like, I played Red, and then I played like Black, I think, and I played Sword. Like, there's 1,000 Pokemon games, and I played like 3 of them. Pokemon is fine. That's my opinion on Pokemon. Pokemon's okay. I am certainly not a big Pokemon person. The choice is made. Let's move on. It's an easy game. They specifically mentioned it's not an easy game. They said you're gonna die and lose a lot. This is like a hard game, not an easy game. According to this game, at the very least. The choice is made. Let's move on to learning the basics of combat. Without these skills, your first excursion beyond the walls will end as soon as it begins. XD is your favorite Pokemon game. I'll die on this hill. The training ground is already prepared for battle. Let's not waste time. You missed the Pokemon craze growing up? Well, that was a little on the nose there. Battle tutorial. Main information about the entity, name, level type, and energy. Energy is a key parameter. It decreases when damage is taken, and if it runs out, the entity will be defeated and unable to continue fighting. Like, based on the opening, like, this game is gonna be hard, you're gonna die a lot. I'm like, is it gonna be like a Grimdark Souls-like thing? Like one of those 2D top-down Souls-likes? Because those always open with that text. I could not, in a million years, would have never guessed it was going to be a pet battler. Equipment and active effects are up here. Hover over them for information. Got it. Enemies' current stats and what affects them. Didn't own any of the shitty handhelds. Whoa now. The Game Boy Advance is, to this day, the best handheld video gaming item ever made. I still think the DS was good as well. I know everyone loves the Switch, but Game Boy Advance, SP, clamshell folding, solid buttons, bright, crisp backlight. Game Boy Advance SP, best one ever. Done and done. Just the Game Boy SP? I liked the... I think it's under... If it wasn't for the fact that it's under my bed right now, I would take it out, but it was like a clamshell folding one. I love that one. These days, of course, I got my analog pocket, which is pretty sweet. If you say GBA, we assume the ones without the backlight. No, I'm talking about the Game Boy Advance SP, which had the backlight, had a clamshell folding design. Excellent mobile console. Gotta have the combo game. I had that giant original Game Boy with the magnifying glass on top. Incredible. The one without a backlight is killer. My poor eyes. The Game Boy Advance SP had like a backlight, but I remember it had like a little dial. You could get it lower like brightness. It was great. Perfect console. Not to be confused with the Game Boy Advance Micro, which happened for some reason. I don't know why anyone ever would have bought a console that was like this big, like a teeny tiny little rectangle. It was like super pocket sized. It was the size of the cartridge that you put in there. I don't ever understood that one. Anyway, the current stats and whatnot. Yeah. Attack, select one of the available attacks. After that, the enemy will exchange blows. One with the higher speed attacks first. Some attacks are strengthened. When certain conditions are met, hover, blah 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 blah. Attack to finish the tutorial. Tackle him. Like, that was lame. I'm sorry. Like, combat should be about oomph, impact. Why did it go into slow motion and just make, like, weird noises? It should be, like, a quick slash effect, like Crib Pokemon. Pokemon doesn't even animate their fucking creatures in the old game. It was just like a slash effect would happen. They didn't even move. Like, do something to make it feel like there's a little screen shake. Do something. That was just sad. Spit on him. No. I know it's just a demo, but like, we're critiquing as we play these games, whether it's their UI or the sound effects. Like, we're talking about design as we go. And that is just wildly underwhelming. It needs sound effects. It needs, like, motion. There needs to be oomph. Yeah, it sounds like a bunch of cotton, but, like, something metal is hitting wood through the cotton. It's, like, super muffled. See, I don't think it sounds like spooky Cthulhu thump sounds. It just sounds muffled and distant, and there's no impact. Like when we were playing that first-person shooter and the shotgun made like, pa-choo, pa-choo, like a shotgun needs to be loud, bassy, impactful. Animals hitting each other doesn't need to like sound realistic, because in reality, like, impact is pretty muted to begin with, but in a video game, it needs to like, whack, thwack, crack, like squishy noises in there too. Yeah, they're taking like Darkest Dungeon as an inspiration, but Darkest Dungeon has the impact as well. Like, it does the slow motion moving forward, but it has like the quack to it, like a clunk. Needs to finish the job. Copy those games more. Do 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 do. Oh, down he goes. Just slam your hand and like that's not the same thing. I'm not talking about how I could improve it. We're talking about how the game itself can be improved. Not bad for a first attempt. Let's say you've got the basics down. Each victory brings combat experience. This is the key to survival beyond the walls. As it accumulates, enemies gain new abilities and traits. Need to monitor your squad's progress. Familiarize yourself with their companion stats. It's crucial to understand what they're capable of at any given moment. Right click. Okay. Well, there he is, the Ancient. He'll eventually learn Ice, Arrow, and Surge. Ba, 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 ba-da-da. Soon you'll embark on your first excursion. That's the part I'm most curious about right now. Like, what's the rest of the game's format going to be? Like, Pokemon, you're moving around on an RPG-esque map. You get into your encounters. I'm curious, like, so far we've not seen a player model or a map or anything. It's just been this screen. It'll just be you and that curse. You have to deal with injuries on your own using available consumables. This time, supplies will be provided from the city reserves. But in the future, you need to restock at the local shop. Cadence Phoenix, thank you for that follow and welcome, the Shake the Box family. Very happy to have you here. I don't know how long you've been here watching these demos, but I wonder, what's your favorite been so far if you have been? Saving on supplies could cost you your life, but taking too much isn't wise either. Under the influence of the Abyss, provisions quickly deteriorate. Any unused leftovers have to be discarded. That's it for the basics. Let's see what you're capable of. Head to the crossroads from here and you'll set out to surroundings. A walk along the walls is relatively safe, but I'll prepare you for facing real threats. Okay, we can press I for inventory. Would you like to hit the road? Yes. Okay, it's gonna be map travel. That's interesting. Use the way marker to leave the village. Did I use it? We good? Oh, we have to click on start over here. I see. 9 steps. Enemy level 3. There are no cursed things going on? What? Once again, was not prepared for this to be like a roguelike map, like Slay the Spire-esque trail. Overcome the path without falling under the onslaught of the Abyss. The route is filled with random events, many possible outcomes. Successfully overcoming them is the main aspect of survival. Darkest dungeons, slay them on. Usually, events are not known in advance, but they can be foreseen through scouting. It's in quotes, which makes me think this is not a typo? The text is fuzzy, yes. It's actually kind of hurting my eyes a little bit. But what's scouting? Scouting. Past event outcomes or bonuses. Yeah, it's messing with my eyes too. Caustic slime. That cough again. Endless acid swap. Someone was forced to abandon their belongings. I mean, as a coughing man myself. The influence of the Abyss is a true test for the body. Nausea, headaches, and aches are common occurrences in these cursed lands. Alternative outcome, day. The midday heat only exacerbates the situation. Outcome events affects your 4 key parameters. Hover over the corresponding icon to learn more about each of them. Distortion. Health. Other stuff. Move onwards. Can I make this go away? Look, scouting again. What is scouting? Just call it scouting. Paths connect events, defining the route of the upcoming expedition. Each time the group overcomes a path, they're healed a little, passive recovery. In quotes and parentheticals, sometimes paths have additional effects. It might be a resolution / scaling thing. See, you say it's a translation issue, but it happened twice and it's in quotes every time. It feels like they're making a new word here. There we go. You know what? It's not a game that really is going to be stressing the system at all. Let's just put this at 4K. I don't think we'll notice any performance drops. There you go. Crisp, clean text. Before the Cthulhu came, humanity learned a grim lesson that day. Am I sure? There's doubts? Anything could happen? I want to see what this scouting is, so I'm going to go to a question mark, even though I love the idea of doubt being an event. Fertile fields are slowly withering without human care. But life still clings to this land. Among the dry patches, green shoots are emerging. In an old barn, there's automatic pumps buried under debris from the roof. If repaired, it might yield a new harvest next year. The repair was more challenging, but the pump is operational. Cool. Alright, calm is nothing. Finding a box with military marking is not difficult. Such boxes are often left behind by hastily retreating troops, usually containing valuables that were attempted to be salvaged when the curse lands. I think it depends on how the game is made. Like text, preferably you're using text that is essentially a vector. It should be crisp and clear at any resolution in a game. But other times they are not. They're like baked in. And for whatever reason, they're affected by the resolution more than other aspects of the game, and it gets fuzzy. I feel like one way is made correctly and one way is made poorly. Like, there's no reason that the text should become fuzzy at 1080p, because we're streaming at 1080p. My monitor's not at 1080p, but the capture doesn't care about the size of the monitor. The capture cares about the resolution, and it's capturing 1080p. So when I play it at 4K, in theory, that should be more problematic for the capture. When I make it 1080p, it should be like a 1-to-1. But for whatever reason, this game has fuzzy text at 1080p. No idea why. Anyway, break it open. In a unified effort, everyone attacked the formidable opponent. Though there were some scrapes, the contents of the box are now yours. A ghost. I don't know about that Pokemon battle music. That's a teddy bear. Make the teddy bear wet. Riveting. Riveting gameplay. Knock, knock, knock. I wish I could capture this thing. R.I.P. Panda. Not Panda, Teddy Bear. It's because I was looking at your message. Happens in WoW as well. Need some music with that beat. They have the same sound. Survive potions. Press I to open the inventory. Good God. I will equip it to give him more accuracy in attack. Calm. Dark thoughts. I'll have some dark thoughts. The expedition progresses without any incidents requiring attention. The oppressive silence grows heavier with each passing moment. Trying to dispel the boredom, you dive into thoughts. However, it's hard to set your mind to a positive mood when the atmosphere of decay surrounds you. All that fills your mind are images of ruin, nightmares. Why does this look like Darkest Dungeon with the battle animation removed? It's Pokemon by way of Darkest Dungeon with kind of disappointing combat. Witch's Stall. The Witch's Stall might not have been the best name for a chain of alchemical shops, but they were immensely popular in their time. This shop has long been abandoned and most of its valuables have been taken, yet with patience and a thorough search, there's a chance you'll find something. Nothing feels as oppressive as sifting through ruins of a life that once was. Hard to comprehend how quickly everything changed with the arrival of the curse. Luck. Cool? You find a box, bring it open. The sortie is nearing its end. The area has been cleared, and the local trails are now relatively safe for horseback riding. Soon a mounted reconnaissance unit sent to survey the liberated lands caught up with you and escorted you home. Nope, no indication of why there's a timer up there. I didn't touch anything. Like if though I think I saw a bunch of text flashing there. Wonder if there are positive outcomes for events like Dark Thoughts. Makes it more interesting because it kind of sucks there's no chance of anything but a debuff, right? Not empty-handed. I see you managed to gather some construction materials. The damaged structures of the village are they're in need of repair, and your find will be very useful. Examine the local buildings. Each one serves a unique purpose. You're free to decide which to restore first, but for now I have a task for you regarding the archive, a repository of information. A recent storm caused severe damage, destroying most of the records. Crucially restored. Yeah, I could see Darkest Dungeon was definitely a big influence as well as Pokemon. You can find various buildings, provide passive bonuses. Hover over a building to find out what it does. Yeah. I've played video games before. The archive. Excellent. The archive's back in operation. Now let's discuss your squad. Surroundings is relatively safe, but conditions change in more remote regions. With just one companion, you won't get far. Expanding your squad is essential. The Binding Scroll is an incredible invention and humanity's last hope. It could seal and subdue an entity, stripping the curse of its control over it. It's time to demonstrate how it works. That is a house cat. You have used a scroll and skipped your turn, but now you have a chance to take control of the wild entity after the battle. The chance is small, but you can increase it by using another scroll, and the maximum chance is only limited by its quality. You can simply finish the fight and hope for the best. See, the spit has like a sweat noise, but it also still ends with the same badunk as tackle. Like that 1, 2, 3 knock on a wooden door sound. Here it comes. Right there. Same noise. Alright, 60% chance to capture him. You got it! It's a cat. The briefing's over, but there's still much for you to learn. I will send you to assist the season 5. It's a great opportunity to get experience. You have to unlock more notes. Have you heard of Levi, the commander of the Reconnaissance Corps? He hasn't returned from his last mission. Missing soldiers are common occurrences, but Levi is a master of his craft and couldn't have fallen on such a simple task. We need to find out what happened to him. It's likely that a new unknown threat has emerged in the area. Are we gonna learn a grim lesson? Is humanity gonna learn a grim lesson? Are the Titans coming? His last mission took place somewhere in the depths of the Great Forest. Several search parties have already been sent there, but... You know what? What's one more? Head out immediately. I forgot how to get out of here. There we go, a sign. Yeah, I have to beat the crap out of a cat real fast. I could tell you, so far, absolutely not a game for me. My curiosity is mostly like, where is this going? Are there more mechanics? Why is there a timer up there? Is day-night a thing? Like, I have questions. But not answers. But ultimately, this is not a kind of game that, like, I will ever come back to. Have a short break? We haven't even started yet! Smoke some weed! Surviving in the cursed lands is no easy task. Ferns were the first to adapt to new conditions and rapidly displace other plants from the fertile lands. Now they pose no less of a problem than the spawn of the abyss. Cool, clear the area. There isn't much fern around here and the place could still be saved. After spending time breathing in the spores and scratching your hands, you managed to clear it. Now it's safe. Next random path is easy. An entity or doubts? A sudden surge of doubt troubles the mind, plunging it into anxiety about the journey ahead. A fleeting moment of wavering confidence is enough to undermine belief in one's own abilities. Additionally, worsens karma. Well, dang. That's a hell of a list. Fire beats flora, flora beats ground, ground beats electricity, electricity beats water, water beats fire. But don't confuse that with Djinn beating medium and medium beating ghost and ghost beating medium. Sorry, Djinn. Jinn. What are you? Do you have a type? It's Malapiscus. Electricity. Bring in my kitty cat. Yeah, the Pokemon jingle's really on the nose. This is a Pokemon Darkest Dungeon, Katase. Darkest Pokemon. Pokemon Dungeon. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon's already a game, so that doesn't work. Darkest Pokemon? Yeah, Game Freak might have to call him up. Like, hey, you can't just straight up steal the jingle that plays when we get into a battle. That's from Pokemon. That's our IP. Should I spend $2? This is $2? Are you serious? I gotta go to the store page real fast. No, it's not out yet. There is no price. You tricked me. Pokest Dungeon, thank you, Pokest Dungeon. The storm, another trial on the road. Gloomy thunder, sticky muck, and wind gusts that drain your strength. I do want to pick up Darkest Dungeon 2 at some point. Wait, what is this? This is called... Voidsayer. Voidsayer. I do want to pick up, Voidslayer. Oh, that's a completely different game. I do want to pick up Darkest Dungeon 2, because this new Kingdoms mode in there does look like my kind of thing. And I haven't bought myself a birthday present yet, so maybe I'll get Darkest Dungeon for myself. But I've also been eyeballing Sniper Elite Resistance, because it has invasions, and I love sniper games, and I really enjoyed, like, Sniper Elite 4. I haven't played 5, but maybe I'll skip 5 and go straight to this one. It's an early access. I don't know. Anyway, sticky muck! With every step, the remnants of your resolve slip further away. And just when it seems things couldn't get any worse, they get worse! Still haven't beaten Darkest Dungeon, but you're still mad about the Epic Store? Darkest Dungeon 2's on Steam these days, right? What did the Epic Store do to you? Did it beat you up? For these lands, everything's lost. They are entirely consumed by the curse. A black, completely empty wasteland where there's nothing but shadows. The physical manifestation of the void. The substance cannot leave the dead lands, but ruthlessly attacks the creatures that dare cross their borders. Send the resilient one! The courageous warrior crosses the Deadlands border, drawing the Shadow's attention. Though not the most skilled, his resilience enough to withstand the enemy's assault. His sacrifice gives the group enough time to cross. Do. You find a rare useless thing. Cool. It lifts your morale. For a while you managed to ignore the body's cravings, but now all thoughts are only of food. With each step, your body groans louder from hunger, demanding sustenance. But there isn't even a piece of bread in your bag. The body's suffering continues, and your mind endlessly berates itself for the saved coins spent on provisions. Bees! On the side of the road stands a strange structure, made from trash and slime. Overcoming disgust, you decide to enter in hopes of finding something valuable. Your intuition proves correct. Inside you find a few coins, but unfortunately the home is also occupied. There was likely something valuable in the locked compartments. Fight! It's a copperhound. Hold on. Gonna look at the store page real fast. It doesn't have a release date yet. I'm gonna say that this might be one of those examples. Like, releasing a demo before you're ready for a demo, I think can sometimes be more hurtful than helpful. Like, the fact that this doesn't have a release date, not even a window. Like, we've been playing a few today that had, like, second quarter of a year. Like, that's vague. That's a pretty vague release window, so, like, they're not sure, but they have an idea. This one doesn't even have that. Like, no release date at all. So who knows when this will come out? I feel like putting out a demo where the attack animations aren't quite there. I'm sure there's a lot of placeholder sound effects. Like, there's a lot of good artwork here. There's a style that I think is good, even though it is arguably ripping off Darkest Dungeon quite a bit. But even that aside, like, it's got a vibe. But I feel like I wouldn't have put a demo out yet. Like, I would have waited until, like, the attack animations were in there. There were more attack sound effects. It doesn't feel like it was ready for a demo. Like, demos should be for games that are about to come out sometime soon, not like nebulous ideas. This isn't the least finished game we've... I would say this is much more finished than a lot of the ones we've seen. Last NextFest, it felt like we were playing super alpha versions of games, like, not even ready for the devs to be testing them yet. At least this is more past that, but yeah, it needs more time in the oven. I don't think this one's done cooking yet. Yeah, hard agree from Nara, thank you. But like, a demo should be about hyping you up and selling you on a premise. And like, demos like this, I feel like I will have negative connotations when I see it again in the future. I'm like, oh yeah, I played the demo, I wasn't impressed. Like, that's a bad reaction. Like, you want people to be impressed by the demo. Alright, I could try and capture the Copperhounds. Yeah, a polished snapshot to give you a taste of the game. Do we not like this demo? I'm just a little underwhelmed by it. Like, a lot of the animations feel like they are placeholder animations. And the sound effects are definitely placeholder sound effects. Like, I'm not wowed by it. I don't hate it. Alright, we got a new dog. I'm only allowed to have 2? What are these empty boxes up here? Like cloning the space dude one. Altars, yeah. Like, just because I might not enjoy a demo doesn't mean, like, it's a negative thing. Like, I dislike certain genres sometimes. Like, I'm not a big fan of certain things. So don't like, oh, Chris doesn't like it, it's bad. Like, I'm not sold. This is the kind of game that if a little more polished, I might be like, yeah, I'd give this more time. The respite brought much needed relief to the weary body, but as soon as you emptied your minds and relaxed, the abyssal voices fled your thoughts. No place for peace on the path. Adjustment of the energy reserve for the entire team. Curse strength indicator. And then 2 symbols I don't know. Zombies? Death is the best. Oh, it's Assassin's Creed, man. Death is the best fate for those who have fallen victim to the curse. For those less fortunate, the destinies have become cursed, a lifeless puppet of darkness. Unaware of hunger and fatigue, these loyal servants of the Abyss spread corruption across the world and will do anything to protect it. Wild enemies are not the only danger in this world. Sometimes you'll have to face hostile humans who have their own team of entities. This is a trainer fight. Enemies with a master do not suffer from the wild debuff and benefit from equipment bonuses, making them dangerous opponents. He has a cluster. We just call him Ass Man in these parts. You're water and I'm water? We should definitely switch then, right? Now that I remember the complicated wheel of attributes, it was huge. Normal. We don't get to see the human for whatever reason. Just the angry lobster from Elden Ring. Oh, he got madness. Who got madness? Me? The lobster? My cat? A trainer fight without multiple trainers is disappointing. Multiple Pokemon, I should say. The LaCroix of trainers. If it was the Elden Ring lobster, we'd have no choice. No chance. Just a couple of kilometers from the shelter on the very edge of the Great Forest, you find Levi, leader of the scouting troop. Black, festering sores, labored breathing, chaotic convulsions. He can neither stand nor focus his gaze. These are clear signs of the advanced stages of infection. His mind is completely succumbed to the abyss, and there is no way to help him now. All that remains is to look around and report back to the commander. Don't put him out of his misery or anything. No clues. Where and how the abyss overcame Levi remains a mystery. However, your attention is drawn to the absence of his belongings. Monsters have no use for them, which means he discarded them himself. Seems Levi knew his time was running out in the Survey Corps and tried to lighten his burden while desperately attempting to reach the village. Yet he still clutched a few blood-stained scraps of paper, the only thing he couldn't let go of. Staying here any longer is too dangerous. Carefully prying the sheets from his weakened fingers, you quickly continue on your way, leaving the man to suffer a horrible fate. What an asshole! Like, what a dick move! You evacuate. Levi, one of the best fighters in our ranks, his death is a heavy loss. The papers he tried so hard to deliver are scribbled with nonsense. First class is just trash, but I'm sure Levi wouldn't risk it for no reason. It will take time to decipher these notes. You can be free until further notice. Trying to decide how I feel about the format. Like, gathering monsters, Pokemans, feels good in Pokemon because you get to move your character around. You get to walk around on the world map and explore and engage with the monsters and capture the ones you want. They hide in certain regions. It has the aspect of exploration with the aspect of capturing Pokemon. having a Darkest Dungeon style, like, you build the town, and then you go on the branching paths roguelike map. I don't see, like, the appeal of trying to, like, find Pokemon. Use the Pokemon and the Pokemon also help you, like, oh, this use Grass Cut to, like, get through an area. Use Fly, use Swim, like, you use the Pokemon abilities to expand the navigation of the world as well. Has crew members, yeah. Like, I don't... Having your team of people in Darkest Dungeon feels important because they are constantly suffering from status effects. You build up your town to, like, cure them. I don't necessarily see that as being a factor with my Pokermans here. Like, we have stats that go up and down, but, like, he's not going to be afflicted with depression. He is a masochist, apparently. But, like, it's weird. Like, I don't know... I don't know if these two things gel as much as I think they should. But that's just, like... Again, I don't know how far away this game is from release. Many things could change, but, like, I'm not feeling it. I like aspects of this. But it's like... It almost feels like we have Darkest Dungeon at home. You want to stand apart a little bit more than that. Hey, let's spin the wheel one more time. You gotta catch them all, Chris. That's my friend Maya. My friend Maya plays Pokemon exclusively for the collection elements. Like, when she plays Pokemon, it's about catching all the Pokemon. Which is a neat aspect of Pokemon. Like, you could play it just to go through the story. You could play it to get really into, like, the min-maxing of your Pokemon. Which is, like, an arcane thing to me. People talk about, like, you know, their EVs and stuff. Like, I don't remember the Pokemon terminology, but, like, oh, you know, I gotta breed them for their EVs or whatever. Like, you could play it for collecting, you could play it for min-maxing, you could play it for the story. It's a neat aspect of Pokemon. It's too bad they didn't lean more into the Pokemon. Yeah, I feel like the neat part of a, like, Eldritch, Lovecraftian nightmare worlds with Pokemon is the Pokemon! Not so much the Darkest Dungeon element. Like, the fact that I can't even name the creatures... Huge down, huge thumbs up, huge thumbs down from me. Really fumbled those words. Like, lean into the nightmarish creature collection. Good lord. I knew a pro-level Pokemon. Trip to Hawaii and everything. I asked how he felt about Pokemon. It's alright. No getting attached to the squishy boo-boo. Dumbs Thown, yeah. Yeah, people are, like, super into, like, the competitive Pokemon. There's, like, tournaments and stuff. Like, they go on all kinds of stuff. EVs and IVs and Pokerus. Sweep! Mighty Odin's excited about Sweep. So which means we'll respin it. Do. Alright, Sweep. This will probably be our last demo. It's the only game I recommended. Well, I'm glad we landed on it then. I'll make sure Gnomes happens tomorrow, though. I gotta experience these Gnomes. I didn't see a trainer stress bar, but, like, I feel like that would make more sense than my creatures having, like, yeah, this particular monster's a masochist. Like, that's weird. But again, I feel like it shouldn't be cribbing those parts of Darkest Dungeon. Darkest Dungeon makes sense because it's about the oppressive nature of this horrible world on the human psyche. And like how you try and navigate through that. It's the human toll it takes. It's like a core concept of Darkest Dungeon. And it seems to want to bring that along. But like, I have monsters that I tamed? That's not the same thing. And that's the other thing, like, if you're not gonna go in that direction because you don't have other humans, then like playing up the relationship between you and the monster would make sense. That way there's like a cost to it, right? I'm with you, Zabatsu. Like, let me name the monster first of all. Gotta send Squirtle to the brothel to unwind. Standard deck, Joker deck. 52 standard cards and 2 jokers. Joker value is equal to 50, does not connect with any other card, no suit. Very powerful, but you die fast. 52 standard cards, recommended for the first time. Alright. Starting equipment unique. Enhanced card. All card values plus X. X the enhancement value of the enhanced card. A Thompson submachine gun. Well, that's a bit of a jump. It's like, would you like trading cards or a fucking Tommy gun, motherfucker? Prohibition-era violence. Each bullet fired during battle increases the base damage of this battle by 5. Requires a drum magazine. Is it not coming with the drum? A grim diet for grim duty. Each bullet has an X% chance to generate an additional gas bullet. X is the enhancement value of the gas. Mr. Clancy, thank you for that raid. I know you were playing Balatro at the start, and then after that you were doing some Darkest Dungeon. You do anything else? Tell me about your stream today, my friend. Anything good I should play? Shit, son. Today broke me a little bit. I played some truly horrendous stuff today, and I'm reeling from it still. I did your mom. Hold on a second, let me look at my Steam. If I were going to recommend anything to you... Let's see. The top 3 were Nordholds, which I wouldn't even recommend to you. Like, Nordhold is like a city builder / tower defense game. There's interesting ideas there, but like, it's fine. I don't think you would have too much fun with that one. Trash. Cute, but not for you. I almost want to insist that you look at a game called Card Scrawl, just because I would love to listen to you talk about how poorly the tutorial is put together and how a UI like that should never exist. Just the most overcomplicated nightmare experience ever. Card Scrawl. Don't inflict Card Scrawl. I want other people to witness Card Scrawl. The winner, hands down, bar none, is a game called Price of Flight. It is a postmodern fever dream. Just the weirdest shit, man. Like, going from Card Scrawl to the Price of Flight, I was seriously like, I have whiskey next to me, I might just start drinking from this fucking bottle. This is a game called Sweep. This one's Sweep. Every bullet has an X% chance to generate an additional gas bullet. You know what? I'm taking a Thompson submachine gun because I don't know what this game is. It told me to pick a deck of cards. The first choice was enhanced card, and the second was Thompson submachine gun. I'm gonna take a submachine gun. I don't know what the hell is gonna happen in this game. A strange turtle's asking me if I want to skip the tutorial. Is X yes? Because in Japan, this is yes. I'm guessing a button is not yes? Yes? Not yes? Goodbye, turtle! Did I skip it or not? Get a sticker. Red lighter. That's a chocolate bar. What are you talking about? Which card would you like to place it on? I don't know! I didn't know what I thought it was saying yes, do the tutorial. I'll put it on a jack. Enemy. Attack. Countdown 3. Crow. Randomly take 1 item. Leave 20 golds. Yes is in skip or yes is in don't? I don't know. I think we skipped the tutorial. What is happening? It's a stealth ladder, like the ones you can sneak onto a plane. Are those a thing? I don't know what, I don't even know what this game is. Am I supposed to, like, just pick 1 card? Am I building a hand? Let's do a full house. Is this Balatro? I gotta say, out of all the games we played, this is the one that should not have so easily let me skip a tutorial. A bunch of the other ones were like, I'm not freshly born. This isn't my first day on the planet. I don't need a tutorial for this game. But this one, I don't know what the fuck's going on. How do I attack it? Do I drag it? Do I click on the X? Am I going to throw literally every card but the one I selected at a monster? Does he truly have 450 hit points? Am I being hit? I died? All right, Mr. Turtle. I'm going to click on the X this time. The turtle didn't come back! He didn't come back! He left forever! That was a one-time option! No, we don't get to it's gone forever! The turtle said, hey, you want another tutorial? Ah, that's too bad, bye forever! Shot himself, can never see him again! Therion, thank you for that resubscription! I don't know! I'll go to the fly! He's the opposite of the owl from fucking Zelda Ocarina of Time. Where he's like, would you like me to scream at you for 25 minutes? Yes? Alright, good, let's go. This turtle's like, hey, you want to know something important? Whoops, okay, gone forever. Oh, thank God. No tutorial, but at least we can learn something. Pair, 3 of a kind, 4 of a kind. Grant ×2. Trio plus solo, that's a full house. Or a broken home, I guess. This is, you know, parents are divorced, I suppose. 4 of a kind plus solo pair. ×2 for 4 of a kind does... Does what? What's it do? What's it fucking do? Yeah, Scroll hurt me. I'm still reeling, man. That game did psychic damage. It does. It really does. A straight. Hey and 2 are not connected, so no wrapping straights. Sequential pairs. Consecutive trios. I'm just gonna... Do you, gentle viewer, gentle chat member, do you actually absorb any information from what I'm looking at right now? Because I understand that you can have 2 cards that are the same and that's a pair. I have pattern recognition. My brain, while frayed, like, what does any of this tell me as a person playing in the game? What's the effect? How do we do damage? Like, a consecutive trio, 6+ cards, does what? What's it do? That's the thing, Brewhark. Yes, you're right. There are poker hands, but what do those poker hands do? So these are our combinations. So bad information here. If we click on battle, When all cards in hand are played, gain a new turn, end X2, and reset the enemy's attack countdown. Bad kerning there. At the end of the turn, the enemy attacks once for each unplayed card in hand. ×2 all firearm damage is doubled. There is a gulf, a void between combination and battle. And in that void, in that gulf, in that abyss, are simple things like how to do damage. Fire bullet deals 1x. It got 14 attacks, yeah. The next store will have a rare item. I have no money. Enemy. 600 health. Alright. We're just gonna, like, click on cards and see what happens. So let's go ahead and do, King, King. I gotta go back to those combinations, because that was a big list of combinations. A straight 5+ cards. That's like one way to get a lot of them out of here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Jack, Queen, King, Ace. That's like most of the cards in my hand. I will click on the circle. How's the gun factor in any of this? Hi! What's your name? Demon Bullet. Oh, cool! 10 coin equal question mark. You had me at question mark. Generate X bullets. X is the number of spade cards in the combination. Pocket watch. Yeah, it's like throwing cards at the guy and then you just whip out the tops in some machine gun and just blow him down with holes. I will take skull. Okay, bye. He exploded. 13 cards straight, then unload a clip into a fantasy monster. An elite, I guess. Disrupt. Shuffle the order of the cards in the combination. So don't play a straight is the takeaway, I guess? What if, and hear me out, what if I just throw every single fucking card at him? What happens? Not allowed, okay. Something about you do a combo? I feel like that tutorial would have been pretty fucking handy. Too bad he left forever and will never come back. That's on me, though, because I chose the wrong symbol. Sequential pairs. So we don't want anything that's a sequence, because he's gonna shuffle sequences, so I guess just combo up all the same cards? Check, 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 queen, 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 king, king, king. What's it mean if it's scrambled? I don't know! So a full house will do 285 damage. Let's go king, 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 ace, ace, 335 damage. And then we'll let him fucking murder me, because I'll have a lot of cards left over. And I think I'm out of bullets for my gun? Nope, I have guns still. Jack, 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 queen, queen? And this goes back to that first-person shooter demo we played earlier. The sound effect for a gun is important. If your game has gun, make gun sound like gun. What is this clacky clacky nonsense? Where's the bang bang? Very, very unsatisfying gun sound. When played, there's an X% chance to discard a card. Would you like to place it in on? Which card would it place on? Oh lord, I gotta stop playing demos. Which card would you like to place the binoculars? Card value ×2. Don't know what that means, but I'll put it on a queen. I think if you press the X, it kills you. The X meant... Hold on. We pressed the circle, which meant we didn't get a tutorial. And then if we press the X in combat, it means skip a turn? 10 coins? Well, I don't have those. I can get a hoe? Can I get hoes in every area codes? That's the important question. Card value... No, I'm out of here. Goodbye, Mr. Frog. He exploded. This layer's boss loses their abilities. I don't understand. Like, what are these card choices? Is it a relic? Have cinematic sound effects fallen out of favor? It feels like flat effects with the theme tonight. We've had a lot of demos where the sound effects were just really flat and uninspired. Treasure chest or an elite? I will take a bullet belt. I guess we generate bullets with cards? What if I didn't take the Tommy gun? Like, what if I had taken the cards? What would we do for attacks? Would we just gambit? Would we gambit? I'll take a shield, I guess. It's the boss! What the fuck music choice is this? Today is a bad day for the brain. I don't know. A pair of jacks and a pair of nines? A 2-pair doesn't count. They're not real poker hands, so I have to keep going back in here. Consecutive trios. Consecutive trios plus a solo or a pair? I have no trios. Well, I don't have 5, so I guess we'll do a straight like that. Cool. I feel like a little more discipline in hand types would help. More options doesn't always equal good. Eight damage for a pair. Can we do sequential pairs? No. I don't think I have a hand here, do I? I guess I could do pairs. Not allowed to do 2 pairs, which is weird. Take that. Guess the important part is we don't have any cards left over at the end. I can do 3 pairs? Pair 2, 3 of a kind, 4 of a kind, trio solo pair. I can do 3 with 1 or 3 with 2. 4 with 1 and 1? Yeah, that'd be sequential pairs. This is asinine. These are completely arbitrary rules. It's like you could do pairs in a row, but that'd be the same. That'd be sequential. And now we got nothing. So now he gets to beat me up. Come at me. Doot, 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 doot. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Although we got like trio pairs here. 6, 6, 6. 7-7. 4 of a kind with a bunch more stuff on the end? Sure. Probably better than my straight, because I can still do other stuff. Is it just number of cards? Is that the thing we want to do? It feels like there's no benefit to, like, other combinations. Like, you just want to do as many cards as possible. 4 of a kind grants ×2. So we want a 4 of a kind. We have that. 4 of a kind plus 2 solo or pair. So we can do, like, another pair? There we go. Can I do another pair? No. Brace yourself, sir. It's gonna hope it'll be a little bit more impactful than that, but here's another pew pew. Without discards, like the ability to manipulate the cards in my hand to some degree, it feels like random chance is the only way for us to go through. Like, if I don't kill him with what I have, I'm gonna get slapped a whole bunch, right? And given, like, there's a lot of combinations, but not as many as I would initially think we would have, you're always gonna end up with stuff like this. Like, there's nothing I can do with these cards. That's bad. Like, now we just get walloped, we die. If I want to be mean, I would say that this was made by somebody that copied Balatro and Slay the Spire, but didn't want to play those games beforehand, yeah. Yeah, Brewhark, yes. This guy would have had twice the health if I didn't take the frog. And without a discard mechanic... There's like, how is it winnable without a discard mechanic? Granted, there might be one. There might be. We don't get to know because Tutorial Man just fucked right off and said, fuck you, like, just gone. We didn't get to learn how to play the game. Is there a way to turn Tutorial back on? I like this emote. I'm glad you like it. That guy has mismatched arms. Did he choke the chicken? Yes. He's like the Charger in Left 4 Dead 2. Chris hates tutorials. I like the option to have them. This game was like, hey, you want a tutorial? Oh, no, bye. And I didn't even mean to skip it. It was worded weirdly. The symbols were... I was like, hey, this means, yes in Japanese. That's the positive symbol. Alright, I cannot. I cannot play any more demos today. Like... We have had worse quality situations. Like last NextFest was, ooh. Every demo in that NextFest was hot garbage. Just bad games. This NextFest, we've played a lot of like middle of the ground demos. Like I could see like, oh, competently made at the very least. But the ones that hurt me today did such psychic damage. Such psychic damage. I am reeling still. Yeah, demones more like. I wanna play something that'll soothe me.